Hello, awesome people. I hope you're having just an amazing day today. Today we're taking a look at a short story that was published in the Antarktos Cycle collection of short stories that inspired H.P. Lovecraft at the Mountain of Madness, and then some of the stories that it inspired to some of these we've looked at here and there, like At the Mountains of Murkiness by Arthur C. Clarke and the Edgar Allan Poe Nantucket novel, and that sort of thing. So good stuff. So that's, again, what we're doing. We're looking at one of those short stories. This is the one that came afterwards, and this was inspired by it, but it's not in the Cthulhu Mythos proper, and it's not even horror. Well, it's horror, but it's not like Cthulhu Mythos horror. So anyway, what we're going to be looking at is The Thing from Another World that inspired the two movies from the early 50s and the early 80s called The Thing, but shortened From Another World by John Campbell. John Campbell was a big editor in the Golden Age. He edited astounding science fiction stuff from the late 830s for decades, and that era was, and that's particularly astounding, were known as quality places that a lot of places went to, and he's known as this very, very classic, John W. Campbell is known as this classic editor. This is a short story that he published before then that put him on the map in a major way, and it's probably one of his most enduring things. And he actually reprinted this a year into his run as under a different name, because it probably wasn't allowed to self-publish when you're editing a short story collection like that. So he definitely did that, and so he changed the name. He actually changed the name of the short story too. So we're going to be looking at The Thing from Another World for you folks. I'll try to find it for you online. Again, 95 years ago is the copyright, so I don't know if it was initially published before then or not, but I'll try to find it if I can. And then if not, I'll still, or even if I can, I'll link you to the Antarktos collection from Chaosium 2 on Amazon, like I've been doing with some of the previous ones for you folks too. So again, we're going to be looking at The Thing from Another World for you folks. Now, this is more than 50 pages long, and as a reminder, I don't do spoilers. And so forth. What I will typically do is do reviews for non-spoiler reviews of the first couple pages, in a shorter short story like this. Well, it's a longer short story, so probably more than the first couple pages. And then I will look at the first couple chapters in the novel, right? Just to get your feet wet with what would happen. Something you would find out in seconds of reading this. And also, as a heads up, I have not seen either of the two things from 51 or 83. So anyway, so what's happening in the first couple pages, we're going to find out, actually page 1, so we're going to find out that something has just penetrated the Antarctic way station and a research station that has been set out there, and there's a bunch of different researchers and such. And so one of the key characters, Murdoch, he's the administrator of this expedition, and he is going to be telling us what has happened with the story. So his language and his stuff will be the characteristics for the first few pages, and then when he finishes that, the next few things he'll do is he will move forward with that collection writ large, if you will, over the next little bit of time. So anyway, so that's what's happening with this short story in the first couple pages, and we're going to find out that there was an alien invasion and they're going to find out more about it that was frozen in ice. So that is going to be the sort of the setup, and I'll leave you there. Again, when I first started this, and at 50 pages long, and about half, and I was like 40 minutes into just before the news started. About 15 pages in, about 45 or 50 minutes in, I was like, wow, this is taking a long time. This is more like a 7 out of 10. Then after I finished the news, and I posted my video for the day on YouTube during that news, and then for about 5 minutes afterwards, and then finished editing it and published it. Then the next thing I did was I started going back to this, and about halfway through, and about another 40, 50 minutes or so, about 15 pages long, I was like, this is really good, and I can't wait, and I'm hoping that it won't end fast. And it was more of an 8 out of 10 for folks, and then in the last third, it was great. Loved it so much, and it ended well. So I'm giving this a 9 out of 10. It's a classic. And as you guys know, I typically don't give 9 and 10s out of 10s to it oftentimes, but that sort of a thing. Now you can see what's in there if you've read At the Mountains of Madness, and if you've read this too, or if not, or if you're just familiar with it from the movies. So if you're familiar with the basic plot, both of these involve Antarctic expeditions of a scientific thing that come across, science fiction based horror. And, that they're going to come across. One, the Cthulhu Mythos by H.P. Lovecraft, and one outside of it, with more. But both the scientific expeditions in At the Mountains of Madness, it is a Miskatonic University expedition set within the Cthulhu Mythos, and this is not. And they both have horror, but this is probably more of a I would say, having not seen the movies, I'd say this is more of a psychological / body horror, if you will. It has aspects of both, not body horror in the traditional sense of like, people are like, changing their bodies and such, but more like, a psychological horror, where something's happening, no spoilers attended. So I can't tell you the type of horror that I'm using when I say body horror, but it's something in that similar genre, I think, if you will. But I can't tell you because I don't want to spoil it in case you're not familiar with it. But anyway, so that's what I think it's doing here. I think it's a classic. I think it's great stuff. 9 out of 10. I would be definitely into reading, a Campbell short story collection of his stuff from his early career, because this was really good. I'd definitely be open to trying to find something else out there. 9 out of 10 for you folks. Have you read it? If so, what did you think about it? Let's talk about in the comments below, whatever your thoughts are. If you agree or disagree with 9 out of 10, let's talk about that too. If you enjoyed this video, hey, why not hit the subscribe button, the like button, the bell icon if you're feeling frisky, and let your friends know too, particularly science fiction fans and just Campbell fans, Thing fans, all those sorts of things. All right. And then finally, I just want to pause and thank you so much just for taking some time out of your day and investing in watching my video, because we all have so many things that are happening, right, in our lives, and we're pulled in so many different directions. So the fact that you spend this time with me, that's incredibly humbling, and I appreciate it so much. So thanks again, and have an amazing day.